In our worship service where we share the ways that God is moving through the mission and the ministry of our church, but also to recognize that God works through the mission and the ministry of other amazing organizations throughout West Michigan and around the world. So you may have noticed that for March, April, and May, we are focusing our mission focus on two amazing women's programs here in West Michigan. We heard from Safe Haven Ministries, who walk with survivors of domestic violence a few months ago, and today we have the honor and the privilege to hear from Tori Grannon, who is here as the program director of Guiding Light Women's Program, and so we are just honored and privileged that she's here today with a few friends from Guiding Light as well. We are honored and privileged that you're here with us today, so thank you for being here. And Tori's going to come and share just a couple words as we continue to support and collect different items that will help with the recovery programs, as well as if there's any ways that you'd like to financially support the programs, we will have those opportunities as well. So Tori, if you want to come up, and she's going to share just a little bit with us this morning. And I just want to encourage you to listen for the ways that you hear and see that God is clearly at work in their program and the ways that we might be able to help best support them as well. So can we give a warm welcome to Tori? Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yes.
Can you hear me fine? Okay.
I think so. Give it a go.
Hello? Gotta get real close. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tori. I am the program manager at Guiding Light's Women's Recovery Program. Thank you for the opportunity of us receiving donations from this church. We are completely donor funded, so the program is completely free to any woman that walks through these doors. And again, I want to thank you so much for giving us the time to tell you about who we are today. So we are currently coming up on our 1-year anniversary of opening the doors to women in the community. Guiding Light's Women's Recovery Program aligns with the foundation and structure of our men's program, but is tailored to women. It was essential that we refined the program to fit the needs of women who come in with a history of abuse, trauma, domestic violence, and vulnerability that homelessness brings, which are then amplified when combined with substance abuse. Our vision is to awaken women who struggle with addiction to the possibility of becoming physically, emotionally, and spiritually transformed. We provide a safe place for women to wake up to the life God has given them and be in community of hope and possibility. There is a story in the Bible that is how we see the intention and foundation of our program. John 13 has a story of Lazarus that is familiar to many of us. He was the brother of Mary and Martha and a friend of Jesus. Lazarus has fallen ill, and his sisters send word to Jesus to come quick so he can heal Lazarus. Jesus receives the message, but he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. When he was ready, Jesus tells those with him, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but now I will go and wake him up." By the time Jesus comes, Lazarus has been in the tomb for 4 days. This is a fun part where Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. After he tells the people there to roll away the stone, he cries out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips and his face wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Jesus brings him back to life, but the community sets him free of the trappings of the grave. Lazarus was now alive, but he was still stuck. He was still wrapped up and bound in grave clothes. It was said by Jesus to his community to unbind him and set him free. In addiction, we are sick, spiritually dead, asleep to reality, numb to pain, and to joy. Through spiritual direction and reconnection with faith in our program, we see women reconnect to God, who brings them from death to life. Women begin to lean on the community, who in return set each other free of the trappings of their old life, of their ego and their pride, getting each other unstuck, unbound, and free to live. We here at Guiding Light offer women the opportunity to wake up to the prospect of new life. We want these women to be seen, to let go of old defense mechanisms and old survival habits. We encourage them to have the willingness to try something new, to do hard things, and to feel hard emotions without having to numb themselves. We provide psychosocial behavior classes every week, therapy and spiritual direction that touch on these very matters and dig into what has been holding them back from uncovering their true potential. Sometimes, though, achieving these larger ideals starts with something very small. So we instill these small, consistent actions like making your bed, waking up at 6 a.m., and showing up to class on time. These small things work together to create massive change. Through the very intentional structure of our program, we have built in ways for women to start taking care of their overall well-being, not only spiritually, but mentally and physically. During addiction, many women fall into survival mode, not moving their bodies and creating poor eating habits based on what is available to them or what makes them feel good. Part of programming is teaching women to take care of their physical health with 3 nutritious meals a day and helping them learn to exercise and care for their physical health again. We work with the women on changing their patterns and habits of how they think, what they do with their emotions, and how they relate to their place in this world. Doing things a new way is uncomfortable, and we encourage the women to embrace the discomfort because new results demand new ways of acting and new ways of being. We are determined to help break these old patterns and embrace the discomfort of living life in a new way. Our program is intense, it is rigorous, and the very basic parts of programming last 4 months. Our program is also freeing, enlightening, and transformative. The transition from our different phases within the program allows these women to slowly and safely build a new life of freedom for themselves. After digging deep and stepping into the uncomfortable, the women begin to gain a sense of confidence and see the light towards independence for themselves. We encourage this independence by offering a job readiness phase to the program. Here, the women work with workforce development specialists to prepare for re-engagement into the workplace. We see women learn interview skills, resume building, and ultimately gain employment. They begin to feel a sense of autonomy. They budget and save money and have something they worked hard for and earned for themselves. So long have a lot of these women have relied on others, often unhealthy men, for their happiness, for their finances, or allowed circumstance to define them. This is the time for the women to take back one's own self. We want them to move into our sober living homes because that is where they are transformed through continued fellowship together. With a supportive community, they create the foundation for their new life through these new actions, habits, and thoughts. We have all been given great gifts by God, including life, and the opportunity to work, grow, live, and serve. In our program, we provide the women opportunities to embrace all these gifts from God. They begin to live again, work again, continue to grow, and serve others in the community from a place of gratitude. They begin to understand life, pain, and joy as gifts from God, which allows them to live with open hands and open hearts, full of resilience and hope. It's a beautiful thing to witness these women building a new life. I have seen women who gain employment when they were scared their past were going to hold them back. These same women have received promotions and raises at work within their first month of being on the job. I have seen women rebuild and restore relationships with their children and their loved ones. I have seen women regain their independence, no longer relying on unhealthy men from their past lives to care for them. I have seen women show up, pay their taxes, get their driver's license, volunteer in the community, start 12-step meetings, and support new women in the program. I brought 3 women from our program here with me today. 2 of them are on their way to re-entering society and moving into our sober living homes. 1 has been able to see her son and has goals to create a life that's stable and secure for him to be a part of today. The other has created a life around honesty with herself and in her marriage. One of the women will be entering our job readiness phase soon and is currently still in our foundational part of the program. She has reconnected with God, with her children, and feels worthy of love today. All have a life of value and worth today. So I would like to share a quote with you from one of the women who has completed the program and continues to transform her life with the support of the Guiding Light community at Esther's House, one of our sober living homes. During her move-out ceremony into the place she now calls home, she spoke these words. The final days of my relapse, I was in a condemned, roach-infested trailer, debating on how to end my pain. I dropped to my knees and I cried out to a God I didn't even know if I believed in, begging for him to keep me safe just for a few more days, to guide me to help. I believe God heard my prayers of desperation that day. I believe that God brought me to Guiding Light. I was completely broken inside and out when I got here almost 8 months ago. The Women's Recovery Program opened up just in time to save my life. Thank you to this community for showing me it was possible to give myself time to heal from abuse and trauma. Thank you for being a safe place to learn who I am, forgive myself, and discover self-worth. The staff and women here loved me until I could love myself. You have shown me how to show up for myself, for my community, and for those I love. My family has their daughter back. In the depths of my active addiction, I was homeless and exposed day and night on these very streets. I will never forget the feeling of just wanting to go home and having no home to go to. Today, I have a safe place I can call home. Here at Guiding Light, we are committed to keeping these doors open to women who need a safe place to recover, heal, and find a new way to live. We are committed to providing a space for women to transform their lives through digging deep within themselves and unbinding one another from the depths of their addiction. We are here to help these women face reality and embrace the discomfort they have been running from for so long. We are here to wake up and uncover the gift of life that God has given us. Thank you.
Well, shoot, I don't think I need to preach today. Crushed it. And it truly is a privilege that we have